Good evening and welcome to another cast of VRML Breachers. And today that we have I always say we have an exciting game, but I think particularly this game is definitely really exciting between Ignite and Infinity. It's just going to be a really good lineup. Anyways, my name is Martini. It is just going to be me tonight being solo casting. And let's check out some of the lineups that we have today between these two teams. Ignite, it's a team I've seen a variety of times. I think I've casted them a couple times on top of that. Infinity, I've casted them probably a couple times here and there, but that is about it. But these two teams have very different histories, and I think, the game we're looking at tonight is going to be a very interesting one, right? Ignite has been on the grind, if y'all have not been aware, since preseason. Infinity's actually been a pretty established master tier team since preseason and even going into this current season, so we know that they've solidified themselves in that top 8. Ignite, on the other hand, I'm looking it up right now. In preseason, they actually were in 24th place, and they've been clawing themselves all the way up to this master tier team, and they've suddenly found themselves in a spot where they're, I believe it says they're ranked number 4th NA right now. And really, to me, this game that we're watching tonight is essentially Ignite confirming if they deserve to be in that top 8 setup with those master tier teams, and if they can really hold their own against these other top tier master tier teams like Infinity that have been working and doing this since really day one for VRML. So that's why I think it's going to be a really cool matchup. And on top of that, we're coming into the final season of VRML, and that's a big deal for both of these teams. Either team losing will take a pretty solid loss, and it might bump them down potentially out of the top 8, which means they have to find another challenge match or some kind of match this week to potentially get themselves back in to that top 8 if either of these two teams lose. And that's something to consider. I don't know all the MMR math, but I'll say this. The last night I actually casted a game. I think it was Wicked Esports and another team, Vanguard. And Wicked Esports originally, I believe, was 5th or 6th place, but they tied. Not even a loss. They tied against Vanguard, and that actually bumped them out of that top 8 spot. Let's see. Wicked Esports is now top 8th NA. If they stay at that spot, they have to go for the Challengers Cup. And it's crazy. I don't know. I think it's crazy coming to this final week because any and all games make a big difference for all of these top 8 teams. Really top 7 teams, because if you're top 7 NA, if y'all don't remember, coming into the playoffs in the upcoming postseason matches, you basically qualify automatically for playoffs. If you're 8th or higher in NA, you can only get into the playoffs through the Challengers Cup, which is really that wild card 8th place for whoever can actually play in the playoffs. So it's kind of hard to contain all these different explanations, but my point is this Infinity and Ignite match, I think it'll be one for the books. If Ignite can really come through and make something happen here, that is, to me, I think a game-changing setup that we're gonna see here today, because that would be the craziest upset I've casted thus far. Just to give you all the context, this is Monday, right? This thing just got probably scheduled today, it looks like. It already had 42 hype votes because people really wanted to see it, and the community votes are crazy. Infinity has 82 votes to Ignite's 4 votes. So definitely a lot of people going in for the incumbent team here, right? Infinity, again, they've been around since that preseason. They've been master tier for such a long time. It's really no question whether or not they're a master tier team. I think the question here is, can Ignite draw some blood against Infinity and showcase that, hey, we get it, you've been here for a while, but hey, there's space for new people on the block. Again, that game I was talking about earlier, Wicked Esports, that I was casting last night, is one of those games that I showed, Vanguard, even though they didn't particularly win against Wicked Esports, being able to draw against a team that is a master tier team showcases that while you might not have that top 7, top 8 placement yet, it does show that your skill levels are definitely there and able to challenge these teams. And it's just exciting. It's an exciting game. I'm looking already in the pre-game chat, and there's a lot of people all over the place about who's going to win and who's not going to win. And a lot of people are definitely assuming Infinity is going to win. I'm definitely confirming with the teams. Yes, we are good to go. Checking with the teams that we are good to go. But yeah, it's going to be one for the books. If Ignite has crawled, to me, this is a true rags to riches story if Ignite can do this, because they clawed themselves basically from, I think it was gold, right? So 25th NA in that preseason, they've clawed themselves all the way up. And if they can win this against Infinity, they've definitely secured themselves in that top 7 placement matchup. And I think they just have one game this week to play against another Master Tier team. But I mean, if they've already been able to be one Master Tier team, who's to say they can't do it again or even draw and still place in that top 7? Right, so definitely some really exciting gameplay today. It looks like we are hopping in. It looks like we are actually starting on Factory today. And I mean, what other map to do this for Ignite than on? I can't talk right now. What other map to start this whole game on than the bread and butter of? I need to switch these teams. Then the bread and butter of Breachers, which is Factory. Again, if y'all are not aware, Factory's been around since, I want to say, closed beta, like just it's been around for a while. You know, it's been around for a hot minute. So definitely a very, very well-known map that everyone is very much aware of. And I'm excited to see if Ignite can come out of this. They're starting on the defending half, so they do have some sort of advantage against Infinity. But that isn't to say that Infinity isn't drawing out of their own playbook. I've seen Infinity play. They have that strong aggression. They have a very strong, fast sort of gameplay style. And I'm wondering if Ignite's going to be able to fight against that. Or if Infinity's still going to come out of this. Anyways, we're seeing a sort of 3-2 setup right now from Infinity on this first floor site. B is a very common site that we see all the time. And anyways, we get some entrances here coming into storage. Nothing quite happening yet, but I think we see XA on that back there with that roaming play coming out with the frag already. And maybe if they had thrown a little bit more love behind that, I might have been able to get to touch somebody, but did not quite touch anyone yet there, as I believe no one got hit by that. Anyways, looks like Mick Grinch trying to hold it down in storage. They're getting shot down, but somehow surviving, having that Taurus in hand, trying to get some lucky shots off. Frags coming out. They're trying to get the start into storage here. And I think we are seeing some shots out. Nothing quite landing yet. And never mind. Lynx GTV on the back end taking out Sabovia as they try to swing wide, but didn't quite catch anything there. And XA on the back end trying to roam there. But Mick Grinch getting a shot off themselves. Is now down to 3 here. It's between Mufin, McGrinch, and Bay here. Never mind, Mufin able to knock down Ninja Tim. Swings wide. Tries to see if there's anyone back there. Goes in for the defuse. Never mind. They try to bait it out, but Bay is last there on the mark. I'm trying to see if we can get the angle here. Never mind. They just knocked him down for the count. And just so much things happening back and forth here. I literally, I don't know if you see there, I have to like fly back and forth between the 2 different angles going on here. But Infinity, they're off to a pretty solid start. Ignite got a couple shots in, but I mean, we're just seeing that experience of that Master Tier team from Infinity as they're holding their own, even against Ignite on the defending half for themselves. Again, they had the advantage here. So Ignite definitely has to get a couple rounds in the pocket because they'll be otherwise put on the attacking half or the later half of this with a disadvantage against Infinity. Yeah, I think there's some question about whether or not this is a challenge match or postponed match. I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I just kind of see whatever. I think it's a challenge match that got scheduled from last week or a postponement match, one of those two. But I will say both of these teams, I believe, do still have another match this week. So while to me this is a big deal of a match, the teams do have the possibility to still recover if they lose. Whichever team does end up losing, they still have the possibility to recover and still get their top 7 NA spot if need be. But anyways, here we have Infinity starting again. I need to scoot up a little bit here. And Ignite again holding their time, not really doing too much, waiting for Infinity to make some kind of move here. It's Dolphin already playing very aggressive, and we're seeing the economy already coming out. For a difference here with Infinity, they have 1, 2, 3 Vezins in hand and a Taurus. They definitely have those headshots ready and locked in. You know, if I were a betting man, I would definitely imagine that Infinity is be coming out of this with the winning side. But we'll have to see as Ignite might be able to fight back and hold their own. Yeah, lots of wall banging here, but nothing quite landing anywhere yet. Infinity still setting up, getting that frag in. I wonder if it's going to land on Bay. Almost gets knocked out. Double frags flying out. Beautiful frags there. I mean, Bay almost knocked down for the count. They got 2 health left, and I think they're trying to get some kind of flanking players on the back end. Probably a little mix-up, because this looks like still a hatch play onto A, but they sort of attacked it a little bit differently, going from a lot of different angles here. Someone said, if Ignite wins, I'll donate $1,000. You better hold your name down to it, because if Ignite wins, I mean, I'm expecting to see that crazy super chat come in. It's Dolphin already starting out with the Vezin. They were hiding that cubby for Moofin. Definitely not a safe spot for them. Unfortunately, did not quite work out. And Cosmo gets knocked out. Cosmo knocks out Faye there. XA trying to hold their own, but this is a tough angle for them. And I mean, the shots are all over the place. Grinch pulls in, able to get the Taurus shot off. I'm actually shocked that worked out for them. But I mean, they got 2-3 players on that hatch, it looks like. It's going to be a tough angle for Ignite to be able to fight against. Yep, couple shots coming off there. I'm going to get that instant replay right there. It's a beautiful two-piece. And now waiting it all for Sabovia as they do not know how to attack this. I mean, it's tough. I mean, you got 2 Vezins on that hatch. You can't do much there. I think Sabovia is playing a smarter play with... They actually got a Vezin in hand. So they're going to be waiting it out. Penguin says, Ephus is my op. yeah, if y'all weren't there in the Wicked cast last night, there was this person that was basically dropping, I think it was like $2 every time Vanguard won a round, and it was hilarious because I think it was me and Gravix. We eventually saw it and we're like, hey, is someone donating every time this team wins? And it was crazy. It was crazy. Anyways, there Infinity solidly winning that out. I think it came down to a 3-1 against Ignite, but Ignite, they had a good economy advantage coming to this as they have an extra Vezin in hand. And if that doesn't sound like a big deal, it is, because Ignite's coming into this pretty clean. You can see there's not much money in their pockets for utility, but something smart like Sabovia did, which is saving that round, keeping that Vezin in hand, that saves them $2,900 to spend. And look at that, they're the ones buying the gadgets out. They know what they're doing. It'll be pretty exciting to see if they can still make something work out of this. Definitely a tough round for Ignite. The previous round, considering Infinity was pretty stocked up with their economy advantage here. But this is finally the team's going to be on some pretty good standing here. This is, I think, if Ignite can come back and hold their own here, they've drawn some blood against Infinity, and this is the round to do it. I mean, Infinity coming in here with some strong economy themselves, but Ignite finally on some sort of even footing here. But we already saw them attack this first. Never mind, it's Dolphin already knocking out Moving for the count. Infinity already having some really good entrances here, and that's gonna be a big deal. I mean, Ignite's just been kind of struggling right now in their defense against Infinity's attack. It's been consistently knocking out roamers, consistently knocking out anyone to have some strong entrances here. Frags coming out again, and never mind the wall bacon going crazy there. They're able to get McGrinch and Sabovia on the back end there, but I mean, they're just getting. That's what I'm saying. Infinity just has some great angles and shots against Ignite, and Ignite's struggling right now to hold their defense against them. Ignite is definitely the underdog tonight. They got to do something different to hold against. Never mind, Bacon in a shot off on its Dolphin there. XA trying to get some early shots off, and a beautiful frag that almost knocks out Lynx, but doesn't quite end them. And a lot of shots have been traded here. A little bit of breathing time in between the match. The XA is trying to get just some distraction shots off, maybe getting somewhere with it, but it's kind of looking tough right now. As Infinity just holding their time. They got still a minute and a half in the round. Intermission playing very aggressive, almost getting knocked out, but still somehow survive. Never mind, Sabovia getting shots off and trade. Never mind, Cosmo's got a refrag there, and is now coming down to XA. I mean, 4 health in the pocket. You can't do much there. You got to go for the save, or never mind. Looks like they're going to be going in, deciding to get some people down. They're deciding that I'd rather go for a couple kills here than not try anything. I think the team's aware that someone is hiding in that corner. Probably going to come out, and yep, there you go. I got it right on time. XA able to come and get a shot off and take someone down with them, but unfortunately, they were refragged there pretty soon after by Lynx. And there you go. Ignite kind of starting back from square one. They do have a good amount of economy in the pocket, and they did save a fair amount. With players like Sabovia being able to pick up that Vezin from the previous round. But that unfortunately didn't do well enough for Ignite, as they did lose that one round. I'm telling you, Ignite's got to get some rounds in the pocket here on the defending half, because this is going to be their best chances to really get a couple rounds in the pocket against Infinity. Considering that they are on their defensive half, they are going to be having that sort of map advantage against a team like Infinity. And we're seeing here, Infinity, they are on the disadvantage on the attacking half, but that definitely does not matter to them, as they've gotten 3 rounds in the pocket here. And it looks like a lot of RCPs coming out here from Ignite's side. I mean, what else can they do but play those? Because they have been losing, and they're trying their best to maintain that economy, but it's just getting knocked down left and right. And Infinity is looking really healthy here now. Everyone's fully kitted out with still 3K in the pocket. So it's not enough for Ignite to win 1 round, but they got to win the next 2 rounds against Infinity to get some strong economy advantage against a team like Ignite. But anyways, here we are on the 3rd floor again. I'm wondering if we're going to see the same sort of setup. This is definitely an interesting thing they're doing here. I guess they're going for a breach downwards. That'll be interesting to see if it does get utilized. Where are they setting up? Yeah, they're very wide. Infinity playing a very wide setup this time. We can see that the play is definitely very different than their previous round. They're going in for some mix-ups here. Appears to see they're kind of just setting up in different places, but not quite pushing yet. Never mind, it looks like it goes live there. X8 will get a shot off, but unfortunately Bay gets knocked down for never mind. It's Dolphin will get a 2-piece there. And it's not quite an even trade. Then just getting another shot off on Sabovia in the back there. They're just getting knocked down left and right. Some interest here from Infinity. And a beautiful frag that almost would have gotten somewhere, but unfortunately didn't quite happen. And Swift getting a shot off on Moof, and now coming down to McGrinch. Where is McGrinch there, hiding in the corner with a Taurus in hand. They're trying to make some kind of action happen here, but it's not looking good. And Swift able to get a shot off there, giving a round down for them. And it's tough. I mean, it's a tough game. I ain't gonna lie. I definitely hyped this one up a lot, because it's not gonna be easy. There's a reason Infinity's been a master tier team since preseason and this current season. Ignite's clawed themselves up, and now they're really fighting against some of these top tier teams and knowing what it means to be playing, you know, at the master tier. Anyways, we are coming into another rifle round, it looks like, for Ignite. Again, this is another chance for them to really try and fight back against Infinity, and this is, to me, another decider round. If they don't win this one, whenever I say like decider round, it's usually like if you lose this, you're gonna be so economically disadvantaged, you're probably likely to lose the next round. That doesn't mean they can't win. I've seen some teams do some crazy wins when one side was terribly disadvantaged, but it's not impossible. But I will say, I mean, if they lose this one, they're not gonna have much money for the upcoming round and not many Vezins in hand. So it's unlikely that Ignite might be able to win the upcoming round, but this is probably their best chance against Infinity. And if they win this, they're definitely being a lot better of a setup. And it was Infinity again on the 1st floor. I mean, they have been rolling for this 1st floor. I don't think we've seen the 2nd floor yet. It's basically been going between 1st and 3rd floor, which I always kind of hate. I want to see more variety sometimes, but hey, it is how the game goes, and that's the RNG, and you can't do much about that. And it's because they played this so many times, I'm wondering if Ignite's going to be able to defend against them a little bit differently than they have been doing before. And this time they're very, very wide, you know, less and less players on his storage area. McGrinch knowing that there's definitely some players here, but deciding to go in the little corner here. Bay almost getting knocked out by the wall bangs. Where the heck was that coming from? There's the shots all over. Lynx is getting some shots off, able to knock players down left and right here. Infinity taking over this B side really, really fast. I think XA getting some shots off and moving on the back end there. And they are running all over XA, trying to get another shot off here. Probably trying to find out Swift, able to nail them. Now leaving a 2-1 against Cosmos. Where are they? Cosmos having a Vezin in hand and a syringe, so it's definitely not the worst spot to be in. They have about a minute left. Someone's got to make some kind of move here. And there you go. They're able to get that shot off, and potentially it looks like they're going to be winning this depending on that sound. Let's get that replay going. And this is it. I mean, this is what I'm telling you. This is going to be them finally getting a good shot against a team like Infinity. And this is what they needed. This is exactly what they needed. At least 1 or 2 rounds in the pocket. They've drawn some blood against Infinity, showcasing that they can win against them. And that's a good round if I've seen one. And maybe this is the momentum switch up we need to see from Ignite. Otherwise, Infinity having 4 rounds in the pocket already, they're definitely on the very much advantage side of this. They're probably not that worried about coming out of this with a win. But who knows? Maybe Ignite's a better attacking team. And I've seen some teams, most teams I've seen, they tend to be better at the defending side. But I've seen a couple of particular teams that are actually way better on their attacking side. And it's always interesting to see. So we'll have to see if Infinity and Ignite play the same way on the second half. Since Infinity definitely dominating this first half against Ignite. But hey, they gotta win. They gotta win in the pocket. It was pretty solid. And now the economy is looking a little bit healthier for them coming into this upcoming round. Yeah, a lot of strong opinions in the chat about Ignite and their placement. I told y'all this is definitely them fighting for, if they can play amongst the top 7. And we can speculate all we want, do all these things, but at the end of the day, it's over when it's over, and we don't really know what's gonna happen until the match ends, right? And it'll be exciting to see what happens. Anyways, this Dolphin getting some entry here onto Ace. Alex, we're going for a very traditional hatch play, and I'm curious to see how Infinity tries to make this. And again, they already got their entrances out. They everything's set up here. And frags going out all over the location. Haven't quite landing anywhere yet. Ignite is trying their best to fight back, and they're just blowing, trading blow for blow here, get some wall bangs off. And Lynx GTV able to get the first kill, I believe, this round against XA in that little corner. And last move is Swift, able to get a shot through that. Oh, a double piece there from Swift. And the frag coming out, but not quite landing anywhere. And Sabovia gets a shot off on Cosmos. And just him going in for that defuse, that EMP plant there. But doesn't matter at this point. Infinity going in for that hatch play. Never mind, moving gets a shot off on Ninja Tim. Now leaving a 3-2 and is very, very wide. We got Lynx and Swift on the corners there. Try to watch it from the 2-floor areas. But we have It's Dolphin on that hatch. So I think everyone knows by now that hatch is definitely a very deadly spot. GTV playing very smart. Ooh, and Sabovia gets that 2-piece, but it doesn't matter as it's Dolphin there for that last shot. That was a hard one. I mean, Infinity had a beautiful entrance there with that attack that came in really fast. Again, that's what I'm talking about. That Infinity attack has so much aggression behind it. It's really hard to defend against sometimes. But what can we say? I mean, Infinity had a really dominant first half on that attacking half, which I always give a lot of credit to on Factory. I mean, a team that can dominate on that attacking half, they definitely, I always say Hideout, if you can dominate on the defending half, you probably have won the match. And I think the same thing for Factory. If you can dominate on the attacking half, usually your team's probably, really well set up on that defending half. If your team's also really good at defense too, I'm assuming that's the big assumption there. But Infinity here, I definitely would not question their defensive ability considering how well they played on the attack. And Ignite's got to do something. They lost against Infinity. Infinity only needs to get two rounds in the pocket to win this whole thing out, and we're done for map 1 already. Looks like frag coming out already, getting some shots off on Bay. Not quite connecting there with that frag quite yet. And a lot of roaming gameplay too. If we were watching from Ignite, you know, Infinity, some players on the top end there. I'm trying to get some shots off. Never mind, XA gets a shot off on Swift there. XA getting another piece, but dang, it does not matter as they get that quick refrag there, but it doesn't matter. Cosmo's able to knock down Bay. Cosmo's holding it down in that corner, getting another shot off on XA as the guy barely hit by that trip by unfortunate time. Ninja knocking down another player, coming down to Movin, able to get a shot off, but doesn't matter. Then now the fight against, never mind, Movin gets a 2-piece there. I got that little replay because that was still pretty impressive as Movin was holding it down in that corner. But Cosmo was able to hold themselves down and get that defuse. And Infinity now another round in the pocket, and you know, at this point I think Infinity's gonna be able to secure out this round 2, coming into a match point. It's a tough game. I mean, Ignite now having to fight against Infinity. They're already on the match point. Infinity now coming into this with, I think, 1, 2, 3 Vezins in hand, a couple four Vezins. Am I looking at this right? A lot of people are switching up. They're definitely pretty smart about their economy management. If you can see, they're trading a lot of the guns back and forth, trying to give out who's gonna get what. And it looks like we're gonna be rocking a Taurus in hand. I'm waiting for the team to kind of figure out what they're doing here. Yeah, someone said the skill gap of teams top 5 to 10 is crazy. It's true, honestly. The top 10, you would think they're really, really close, but the game is still new, right? We have 60, 70 teams still. So you have to consider like the skill gap from team to team really is still can be massive, considering there's not like 200 teams, right? Even then, to be a master tier team, and we're only in a couple seasons in. Imagine this in a couple seasons, like that master tier team is gonna be a really big deal to be able to get into that top 10, hold it down, and not even just top 10 but top 5 really. And it was Ignite playing very slow right now. They know it's a match point. We're seeing a lot of half buys here. Definitely a smart, usually not a common play I would see from the pistol round, from the second pistol round of a team that lost, but I mean they know it's the match point. They got to make something happen here. And XA able to get a shot off on Ninja Tim back there. They were not ready for that. So Bovio being very smart about trying to watch out any potential roamers for those flank plays. XA, they know someone's back there trying to get some shots off. It almost knocking down them, but doesn't matter. And Mick able to get some shots off there. And it looks like Dolphin watching the roaming gameplay there. Sorry, the runners coming in. Dolphin coming in, swinging wide. Got the frag out. Looks like he's going to be able to knock out Grinch for the count. But the frag did go. Never mind. The EMP got off, but it doesn't matter. It's 3 players on site. Bay's got to make some kind of move here. Otherwise, it's game over. Ooh, able to get 1 count down, but it doesn't matter as it's Dolphins able to finish that up. And that's another round win for Infinity. And I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but they're definitely gonna get that. There you go. And it looks like we're getting our first round map win really from Infinity, off to a very dominant start, coming off of this into a 7-1 against Ignite. And it was good. It was a good attempt right now from Ignite. They're trying their best to fight against, again, a team like Infinity that has a lot of experience coming into this. Unfortunately, Infinity, we can just see the experience there, and what the heck, the Infinity team just has that experience that they're holding themselves down and doing their best to just kind of winning this out. Let me bring this into the game. I don't know what it is, you know, I could literally double triple check all my assets before, but something always messes up, and you know, it is what it is once you get into the actual game. But it's fine. I'll bring it up in game so we don't have to worry about looking at any crazy screens here. But definitely a pretty strong showing there from Infinity, right? They had a pretty strong win against Ignite. There was a couple rounds where it really did come down to the wire, but a lot of rounds, you know. I always say It's not just, you know, the map and round wins and all that sort of thing. It's also how many players were alive in each round. And we did see a fair amount of times where Infinity came out of this, where they had a good amount of rounds with their, with themselves doing pretty well, right? Let's bring this back to. This might be better. So they're doing a really good job. They're holding it down. It's looking hard right now for Ignite. But again, not an impossibility. We've seen them draw blood. It's a 7-1 against Infinity. That means they can win this out. I think, you know, there's also a couple rounds where it came really close. So I can see some more action happening here from potentially from Ignite. Maybe it's a map difference, and it might just honestly be a skill difference, but I wouldn't discount Ignite fully out yet until we've seen that second map. But again, they gotta do something. They gotta do something in this upcoming map. Otherwise, that's gonna be it. You know, it's best of 3 again. So a team wins 2 in a row. We're down for the count and we're out for the day. And I can have an early dinner, and I'm always happy to have an early dinner. I'm never against that. But I want to be here for a map 3. I want to see what's gonna happen between these two teams. Because it's just me, and I thought it was, you know, I was looking for an exciting game. Should be really fun. But it looks like they might be switching up for some subs here. So I will be setting it for a very, very brief intermission. So I'll see y'all in a second. You know, I thought they're going on for a quick break, but no, they're just getting some quick subs out, and they're already going right in for the count. So definitely a very, very quick setup between these two teams. No time for breaks. They're just gonna, you know, push it, pump it to the metal, and just kind of, you know, get through this as fast as they can. Anyways, we got Infinity now on the defending half for Hideout, with Ignite starting on the attacking half. And again, Ignite's going to be starting again on the, you know, advantageous half. If you're not aware, Hideout is definitely a map that tends to favor the attacking side, mostly because of how a lot of the entrances are built and set up. And there's just so many openings for the attacking half to really, for the attacking team to really utilize against the defending team. So this is another time where Ignite can showcase, can they hold their own against a team like Infinity? They have to get a couple rounds in the pocket on this attacking half. Otherwise, if they can't do much with that, I don't expect them to do too well on the defending half against a team like Infinity that has that really dominant. Oh my goodness, it's double with the craziest peek from the corner there. I don't even know what, I didn't even expect that. I was talking, and that was just the craziest corner shot there. But anyway, still getting a shot off, and Infinity, again, that experience just showing what all the angles they know, because they're just getting those crazy picks off that Ignite is not ready for. Who is all the way out there? Bait, seeing some long angles. They're trying to get some shots off, but nothing quite landing right now. But they did get some good shots off against the other player. Ninja Kai, what's up, Ninja Kai? It's, oh my good, 2-piece already from Infinity. I don't even know what to tell you there. I think Ignite literally was not prepared for that. I wasn't. As they got some amazing entrance shots there that Ignite was not prepared for, unfortunately. And they're playing so aggressive on that defense. We can literally see here they're trying to get the picks off, and this is just me leaving the screen here. I'm trying to let something happen, but a very dominant start here from Infinity, having 5 players up against Ignite on the defending side. And I don't know. I think Ignite's got to figure out that they got to tighten up ship really quickly against a team like Infinity, because I've seen a lot of defenses on Hideout, and a lot of them tend to be very passive. We can see here, Infinity is the attacking team through and through, all the way through, even on the defending side of this. A lot of stuff coming in. But again, very dominant. First round there from Infinity. Ignite's got to do something to switch up their attack. They got to really, I think the biggest thing is honestly they got to watch some of these angles. Infinity's played this map so many times. I would honestly consider playing ship against them. I'm sure they're still good on ship, but that might be more even footing for both teams, because some of these angles I saw from Infinity, I'm gonna be honest, I gotta write these down because I didn't know you could do that certain angle on some of these maps here. It was impressive. I'll say that. That first one, I was talking because I wasn't expecting Infinity to get an entrance shot like that. But anyways, here, Ignite finally getting a good entrance here on this wine cellar area. I'm curious to see if Infinity has any sort of setups to kind of really combat against his entrance. Shots going off here. I think Infinity is now very much aware of where the Ignite players are coming in. It's a beautiful frag. It's not quite landing yet. And I mean, look at that economy disadvantage. It's not that severe, but they have 3 Pheasants in hand right now on Infinity's side. They definitely, sorry, 2. I can't count. 2 Pheasants on Infinity's side. They want to win this out. And it's Dolphin. Just some beautiful roaming gameplay here. I don't know if the Ignite players are going to be ready for this. I'm fully expecting a beautiful pinch here. Never mind. They decided to reset this. And XA accidentally gets a team kill there. Link's able to get a wall bang there, beautiful wall bang, and it's Dolphin coming around the corner here, getting a pick off on Mufin. I want to get that little nice clip there. Oh no, they got picked up by McWrench. Swift able to get another wall bang. Swift is just getting crazy wall bangs here. Wallbang master, I'll tell you that. I think that was 2, 3 wallbangs, and it's only been 2 rounds in. Like, what is Infinity? Infinity has played this map too many times anyways. Sabovia trying to get that save there, unfortunately not quite working out for them as they get picked off by Ignite's players. Again, you just can't hold, like, you can't play slow against Ignite. I mean, sorry, Infinity. Their defending side is just so aggressive. I don't know what to tell y'all. They're just being so aggressive. I think Ignite's just not able to fight against that right now. Anyways, we're on the 2nd floor once more. I'm waiting to see if Ignite decides to switch something up here. It looks like they're trying to figure stuff out. They're trying to figure something out. They're talking a lot, trying to figure out and really set up for this upcoming round. But this will be their first assault rifle round for Ignite. I always say, to me, the true test of how well teams are matched in a game is that assault rifle round. Usually that round 3, because if they don't get it by round 3, that also means their economy is not really being managed well either, and that's something to consider. A lot of setup here from Ignite. I think they're definitely very much aware of some of the angles that Infinity is going to be utilizing. And is that a drone that was thrown? Yes, it looks like. And a beautiful frag coming, a long throw there. Not landing on anyone, though. That was a beautiful throw. It's Dolphin, Ninja 10. They're playing aggressive. I mean, they're holding down these angles. Frag coming live there. Oh, and it is Dolphin in that long. They're just getting these long angles that Ignite's not being prepared for. And now down to 3v5 for Ignite's side. Again, Infinity is just dominating. They know Hideout. They played Hideout. I can tell they played Hideout many, many times here. Because they're just getting some crazy picks off. Because they know exactly where people are likely to be and how to combat against it. At this point, Ignite might be going in for a save round, considering they are not playing this too aggressive. Might be just trying to get some quick picks off here, and that's really it. Actually, XA is getting an entrance here. Surprised it worked out for them. They are walking all the way in, but they're going to be running into a lot of gadgets here. A lot of, let's see, movement. Yep, movement just able to get a pick off on Ninja 10. Might have played a little too aggressive there. But they are getting those pings out, potentially trying to get Infinity to have that very aggressive defense again and work against them. Sorry, they're all over the place today. XA able to get an entrance here. Now 2-piece there, but Sabovia, oh, never mind itself and getting a 2-piece there. Let's get a little replay for them. Now coming down and moving, they are having their entrance here, but we gotta see if they can do anything right now. Only in, Infinity losing a couple players, but only 2. While Ignite lost 4 players in total, so definitely not an even trade. Ignite struggling right now to fight against Infinity. Again, that defense. Like, just when you think you're safe from a certain angle, Infinity is going to be poking through another angle because they know exactly where you are and how to fight against that angle. And that's what I keep seeing from Infinity here. You got to be very careful about some of your angle placements. And Cosmo's able to get a pick off there against Mufin. Another round in the pocket right now for Infinity. And just, them dominating, continuing their momentum that they had on the previous round. I mean, that first round, what was a 7-1 against Ignite. Someone said, I'll donate $5 every time an Infinity wins. Wizard Gecko, you'll be putting up a lot of money, it looks like, because Infinity has been winning a good amount. Someone said rich boy. Yeah, so a lot of interesting comments in the chat. Definitely the community voted very strongly one way on this for a solid reason. But Ignite, I mean, they're putting up a solid opportunity, because I've seen some team people argue sometimes with the MMR, like, oh, this team doesn't deserve to play here because they got really bumped up because of just just energy. Just how luck and everything, the MMR ladder and all that works. But I will say Ignite's not being dominated. I mean, I'll say that Infinity's having a dominating match, but it's not like they're being dominated every single round. It's not a 14-0. Ignite is having some shots against them. I've seen some teams, they bump all the way up, against some of these top tier teams, and they just can't hold their own. But Ignite, we've seen them play at least top 15 pretty solidly. So I definitely know they can fight amongst those teams. Master tier teams we're seeing here, it's hard. It's very hard to play against these master tier teams that have been, especially ones like Infinity, that are very much established. And it was Ignite setting up again, trying to figure out where to poke in against Infinity here. There's McGritten's coming in, hopefully to some safety here. And a lot of trip mines set up over there in the corner. I'm surprised the placement was done by like that, but I guess they wanted something quick. Frag going live, but nothing quite happening there. Not many players in on that family room balcony yet. I think itself very much aware that people are in that corner. And I would just say, watch out for those wall bangs, Infinity. Ignite, because Infinity's just been dominating some of these wall bangs. Like players like Swift, who have some beautiful wall bangs. Oh, and it's off against a beautiful pick off. They're just getting a little instant replay action. Actually able to get refrag for a flip, and there. Oh, it's stopping getting a third piece there. I should have waited a little longer. Mick Rich doing a crazy play. Oh my goodness, popping shots left and right, almost getting a beautiful 2-piece there. Unfortunately, it didn't quite happen for them. And unfortunately, there's a replay and a replay, but like that last ending was really quick. And I'm telling you, Infinity, they're roamers. They're aggressive roamers are just killing Ignite's attack right now. They're basically cutting them out at the feet, at the knees before they can really get started here. I think that's the biggest thing that Ignite just has to really keep their eyes out when they're playing against a team like Infinity, is that they're gonna be playing very aggressive on that defensive half. And it's a lot of pressure to deal with. I ain't gonna lie. I've seen, like, most teams, when I see them play, defensively, it tends to be a little bit more passive, but I mean, Infinity, I don't know what to tell you. They're crazy on that defense. But here we are, Infinity coming into this upcoming round now. 4 rounds in a pocket against Ignite. Definitely hard. I mean, if I were on Ignite, it's all about morale management right now and seeing how well They can get a couple rounds in the pocket against Infinity and seeing, can they do something here. Beautiful smoke coming out there from Ninja Tim. Oh, and Ninja Tim gets a double piece there with a frag and a shot in mind. Let's get a little instant replay for them there. Yeah, the smoke that came out with the frag and a shot out, that was impressive. Anyways, McGrinch and Dolphin getting some shots off and trades back and forth. Now leaving it down a 2v3. This is probably the closest I've seen an Ignited against an Infinity in a while. Oh, and Bay getting a shot, a little frag off. I don't know if you all saw the little toss. Beautiful toss off from Bay there. Ignite might be going for a little bit of a reset here onto the second floor. Infinity now a very aggressive defense, having to pull back and kind of just take a breath, take a breather, because they have lost a couple players there. And normally I would say that hatch spot is very advantageous against this little boiler room, but I mean, we've seen Infinity do some crazy plays where they really clutch up. Cosmo's going for that strong, long reset there. Probably expecting something to happen. The Grinch on the top, waiting for some plays from the roamers potentially. And Cosmo's very much aware they got to come in here from the side. Oh, and Bay definitely reading the play there. They got the shot off and now waiting for McGrinch on the top. I'm surprised. Have they gone for the EMP? Yeah, there it is. I'm waiting for the EMP plant. Lynx fully going for that second floor, knowing they got it for the hatch. A very common play we've seen on Hideout. If someone gets that plant on B, go in for that second floor area to get that pick off on someone trying to go for the defuse. And Bay and McGrinch have to be very smart about how they play this. Oh, it almost works out for them, but unfortunately that shot didn't quite land how they wanted it to, giving Ignite their first round win. I mean, that one was a good round. That was just a good round overall for Ignite. Oh, sorry. My nose is getting stuffed. A beautiful gameplay there. Finally, Ignite getting a first round win this map against Infinity. I wonder if they can get another round in the pocket against Infinity. This would be a really good start to the momentum, but again, they will be coming into their defending half after the switch. So might be a little hard for them to keep that momentum going, but if they can get a couple rounds in the pocket, it might be enough to get that momentum switch up and really start changing how this game's gonna be going. But otherwise, Infinity is again continuing their dominating push. They seeded one round against Ignite, but that isn't to say that Ignite can't get another round in the pocket. They able to get a good frag on Ninja Tim there. They were not ready for that. And a return frag that attempted for a kill there, but didn't quite stick. I mean, this is the first time we've seen Ignite start off the round with, I think, a solid round win against this team. Sorry. Against Infinity. What am I said that right. I said that right. Trying to see where are all the Infinity players? They're just holding these tight angles. We got a roamer on top. Now a minute down in the pocket. I'm waiting for to see, I'm waiting to see how Ignite's gonna decide to push this. I think Ignite's waiting for some all clears from some of their longer plays there. But Swift just getting some shots out, waiting for any kind of peeking setup here. I mean, One wrong timing, and Swift might be able to get a really easy peek off there. It's off again, a beautiful wallbang there. Oh my goodness, and another piece there. And a beautiful trip mine, as they were not expecting that. Now coming down to a 2v3, the advantage that they used to have now lost against Infinity. And it's Dolphin, I mean, just dominating in that corner, knowing when to shoot it. I'm waiting for It's Dolphin and Cosmo to try to get a peek in here. Oh, and McGrinch able to get a pick off there. I know Dolphin trying to hold that corner there, knowing that something's going on between these two teams. Deciding to peek out here. He gets picked up by McGrinch. Now come down to Lynx, the GTV. And a beautiful finish there for Ignite. And I thought it was about to fall apart there. But Ignite showing that they can persevere and really make something happen here. I mean, there you go. Ignite getting now 2 rounds against Infinity. They're drawing some blood. I'm just saying, it might not be an impossibility. Thinking he has a couple more rounds in the pocket. But they're definitely at a severe disadvantage right now against Infinity. You know, a team like Infinity, we've seen them play against Ignite, and their attack, not unlike their defense, is very aggressive, and it's been hard for Ignite to really hold against. I will say the one round I believe that Ignite beat against Infinity was defending them. So I wouldn't be shocked to see if they can't do that again against Infinity. And here we go, Infinity now starting their attacking half and playing very wide here. I think 2-2. Is there a 1 somewhere? And a little bit of usage of a Cyclone there from Ninja Tim. I don't know if y'all have seen, Cyclones tend to not be used too often, but they are utilized every once in a while when I know a certain player tends to play with it in hand. And it was XA coming out knowing that someone's out there trying to see if they can get a pick off. And able to get that good entrance pick against Ninja Tim. But we're seeing Infinity getting this push in on that A side. They were not ready for it as they're already attacking. Swift trying to get the pick. Oh, yeah, there you go. They on the other side trying to get a good flank play there, but not quite happening. Oh, XA on the back there getting a beautiful roaming pick. Now holding down It's Dolphin and Bay, knowing that to hold down this room. See Bay in the corner, get that pick off on him, and Swift gets a pick off on Mufa in there. Now coming down to XA, and that is down for the count. 1, 2, 3 players down from Ignite's side. Yeah, it's a tough game there. I mean, Infinity showcasing, we know they can do well on the attack. We've seen them do really well on the attack. But unfortunately, fortunately for them, they know what they're doing. And Ignite's struggling right now to fight against it. And even when they had those entrance shots against Infinity, they have a whole other play going on, right? Here we go, and Ignite again setting up on their side. Let's see what Infinity's rocking on their economy. We see 1, 2, 3 Veds in pocket. I think I'm starting to notice that from Infinity's side. They do consistently play 3 Vezins at most. I don't think I've seen them get 4 Vezins in hand any of these rounds, at least like a second round after the pistol. They're really trying to secure that second round win against, you know, a team like Ignite. But I mean, a player like McGrinch, I don't know if y'all saw in one of the previous rounds, they got a lot of picks off of that Taurus. Looks like a Dolphin probably going for more of a longer play. They're probably taking some time to set up. But anyways, Infinity setting up on his family room balcony. Very common setup here. Oh, and Swift getting a quick pick through that. Oh, beautiful wallbang there. And now the whole Infinity team coming in, running, just forcing this. Oh, and a beautiful frag coming out there from Ninja Tim. Looks like they're going in for the EMP plant already. Bay getting a pick off on itself in that corner. But still able to get another pick off. Refrag there. And never mind. Link TV getting a beautiful, I believe, a collateral there. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, Infinity's attack. There's nothing for me to say. There's nothing for me to say that I haven't already said 10 times over. And you know, Ignite definitely the underdog here. And I would, you know, if I were them, I would just take this as a learning experience against Infinity. You know, Infinity. There's really no hard feelings. You've got to remember, Infinity's been around since preseason. They've been Master Tier, not just this whole season, but also in preseason. They've been consistently grinding and fighting against these top tier teams. It's hard to break into that Master Tier slot and maintain it. You know, breaking into it's a little different because, you know, the MMR and ladder and all that stuff, you can kind of break into it. But to break into it and to maintain that spot is a very, very different story. And that's why I was really excited to see this matchup. Because to me, Ignite was definitely a team that's on the rise. You know, we've seen them. I saw them climb from, you know, like I mentioned earlier, preseason 24th spot to now a top 15 team. And to this, at this point, they got to a top 5 team against when they're playing against Infinity. They got it in though. I'm gonna be honest. Like I know some strong opinions in the chat. You know, but there's some possibility here from happening. Bay able to get a shot off there. That's an unfortunate entrance there. They went for a very kamikaze style gameplay. Just a lot of wall banks left and right for everywhere from Infinity. They're playing again aggressive, fast, just constantly getting ready to push. And double piece there. I mean, coming down to McGrinch and Muffin now. Oh, and a beautiful. Is that a Marui? They got the shots off of that beautiful wall bank. And they're just shooting at everything at this point. And still able to get that pick off there. McGrinch pushing in from the corner, but it doesn't matter as Lynx is there to finish it up. And let's get that final one there. I mean, that was a tough one. For Ignite, you got this beautiful push in from Infinity, very aggressive. They didn't know how to really fight against that. Anyways, it does come down to the wire. Never mind, it doesn't come down to the wire. It does come down to Infinity winning this one out. And boy, I wish my assets were working better today. I don't know what it is. Did I lose another word? It was working earlier. I swear to God, the Infinity name was there earlier still. Whatever. Anyways, that looks like it'll be it for us. I mean, we got 7-1, 7-2 from these two teams. It is a pretty strong showing right now from Infinity against... Sorry, I'm pulling this in. Pretty strong showing right now from Infinity, you know, against Ignite. They just know what they're doing, and they've been playing, as I was saying earlier, they've been playing as a Master Tier team since then. They know exactly what they're doing coming into this upcoming game. But Ignite was struggling against a team like Infinity, and it makes sense. Like, it's just a team that has played so well for so long, and the community definitely thought that way, because this again was, I think, for me, the craziest hype vote difference I've ever seen with a game. You know, I've seen, I think, a 40-60 point difference, but no, Infinity's point difference was, I think, about 70-80. It was something crazy. It was really up there. Or sorry, was it 60-70? 60-70, something like that. Definitely would have been an amazing upset of Ignite. We're able to get it out, but unfortunately it didn't quite happen here, as Infinity's attack and defense were just so aggressive. So I would almost argue hyper aggressive at times, and it really came out against them. Unfortunately, it did not work out for Ignite today, but very fortunately, Infinity worked out for themselves today, as they were able to fight against Ignite, and I'm pretty sure this will put them in a pretty good seeding and pretty good top 7 placement for them, as they got a good win against a 4th place team, probably bumping them up to potentially, you know, 2nd or 3rd spot for top NA, allowing them to have a really good, you know, cushion against, I think, whatever team they're going to play this week. They're going to have to end up fighting against, but it's better for Infinity they come out of this winning, and then they'll be good, you know, for this final week for whatever team they end up playing. I think it's Aspect. So Infinity definitely gonna have some really good matchup this week. That'll be definitely a really good game. I'm hoping that if I can cast that, I'll try to do it, but who knows? Yeah, 81 points to Ignite's 5 for this game. Definitely a really, really strong, point differential for who people expect to win. But anyways, looks like the community voted correctly, and they did win that one out. Anyways, that is it for me today. I will see y'all in the next cast. Hopefully, I will be out this weekend. So I was hoping to get some, a couple of casts in for this last week of VRML, but I don't think I'll be able to get the weekend ones, unfortunately. But I'll try my best to pick up a cast in between then. Otherwise, we'll see y'all in the next one. And yeah, have a good night.
Breachers VRML is brought to you by Helga, the esports manager, Triangle Factory, HyperX, ProTube VR, VR Cover. Thanks for watching VRML.